Hi, it's Sharon from Ponderosa Garden Adventures, and I am out in Paradiso today in the very back part of my yard, and I am starting to tackle a project that I've put off for quite a while. I have a potting bench and under a gazebo and a whole potting area, and in the off season, which would be fall through winter, it tends to get a little piled of things as we're putting it away before the cool weather comes, all of those things, and it's gotten out of hand. I just have not been out here to tackle it, and truthfully I've been avoiding it. So let me show you what we're starting with, and then I'll just turn the camera on and you can just see what happens. Okay, just for reference, this is the back part of our yard that we call Paradiso. So through the gates here we come in. Got a table area, and then back here in the corner, sorry for the sun glare there, is my potting area. And I've got a high top here, I've got pots, we're not tackling that today, other garden things. This is supposed to be where all the ceramic pots and everything go, but that hasn't been handled. You can see by the pile of leaves how long it's been sitting here, basically all through fall. I have a long table here for putting all my other things, and then this gazebo here under here, I have an 8-foot long potting bench that my son built me, and it's lovely, and it's got all sorts of great features. If you go back through some of our videos, you can see when that was built and put up. I did a tour and everything. And then we're up against the fence in the corner of my yard here. And there's the long table, which needs to be repaired. I've got a little bistro set in here, which everything's been moved. Everybody who came in to get their things have moved things around, and it's just a general mess. And so here's what we're starting with. You can see through, I had a tarp over this because when rain comes, this is a leftover gazebo, so it's not necessarily watertight, and so we put a tarp up over all of this, and the rats have decided that's a great place to hide out when it rains. So there's all sorts of that activity going on. I've got all of my buckets and bins and all of the things, and I just need to get this cleaned up so we can use this as a work area. Underneath here I've got storage. This is where my potting soil is. It's great. It's got a little lift up trough in here to get to the potting side. It's a great potting bench, and I just need to get it cleaned up in here so that I can actually utilize it. I've got trash back here, and I've got an old dresser that I use for storage. This is to keep the rain off, and I keep tools and storage and other things in here for the gardening season. And then over here is our table area, and that's where I'm going to take the things. I'm going to clear off the potting area, bring them over here onto the table so that I can go through and kind of sort and clean them out, and we'll see how far we get today. All right, let's get to it. All right, I have my mask on. I'm going to go through and try to get the rodent poop moved. start. So, you can let's get some raking in here. All right, now we're going to do this side. Step back where we started from. All right, so you saw what we started with. Here's where we are now after our first pass. Sorry for the sun. Get better in a minute. There we go. So we've gotten most of the floor raked out. We've got a walkway in here. We have moved our irrigation wagon out so we can deal with that. We got our little bistro set accessible. We're going to deal with this table at a different time because it needs to be repaired, and that's when we will do everything that's underneath there. But we did get the potting table cleared, and I will come back with a bleach solution and then soap and water and get this all sanitized. We still need to do the shelves underneath, but again, that's for another time, and get the last of the little bits underneath here. But this was just a first pass. We still have this table to do. I am very, very happy with our progress. This is my potting stool here, this one here. So let me take a seat on this and I'll give you my view from up here. Okay, so now I'm sitting in my stool, and this is my view as I look out this way and across to the table for next time. On the table, we still have leaves back here we need to get out, but again, we need to take care of these leaning legs. This one's leaning out. This one's leaning in, and then I actually have a new top for this gazebo. So I think we did pretty well for today. All right, so thanks for joining me for this. We will definitely come back and revisit this project. It is not done, but we have a good start, and I'm not going to hesitate like I did before because it was such a big mess. I still have to clean out all the stuff that's on the table out there, get the tabletop cleared up and all the rest of that, but I got a good start to getting my potting area all cleaned up and ready for the spring season. So I'm excited about that. So thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it inspires you to get some of your projects that you may be putting off, at least get a start. My whole philosophy last year and this year is just do a little bit. The little increments add up. The garden 20s, an hour at a time, it adds up. So, it really makes a difference. So thanks for joining me. We'll see you next time on Ponderosa Garden Adventures. Bye, guys.